Welcome back, everybody. Political Hot Seat, Thursday night, live call-in show at 727-8750. Once again, 727-8750. This has been a pretty good show tonight. We have a candidate for the county sheriff here, Sharon Wehrly. And you want any questions asked, you need to ask questions. Please don't come to me while I'm at work and tell me I should ask this, that, or something else, because I won't do it. I just ask what I'm interested in, and I ask for the show, and I have respect for all the candidates. So we're back to you, and it's been, how is the campaign going? Are you having any troubles with signs or people throwing tomatoes at you or anything?
Nobody's throwing tomatoes at me, but okay. I keep having signs coming up missing. I don't know whether the wind gets them or people get them, but
yeah, maybe a mixture of both.
Could be. It's
See,
okay.
I take one of each person's and I put it in my garage, you know.
I know people that used to do that. Wehrly used to get really upset when people would take his signs.
Oh, especially if it was his people taking his signs and blame it on somebody else. but anyway.
And I've had a couple of signs defaced, but I mean, that's just the name of the game.
Yeah, that happens. You know, a lot of people out there, the respect towards things and that. I know for a fact what these signs cost. They're pretty dang expensive.
Yes, they are.
Nothing comes cheap. And no matter if you got people contributing to your campaign and that, still normally ends up costing the candidate quite a bit of money by the time this is all done and over with. Advertisements, newspaper ads,
absolutely,
signs and everything. Traveling, especially to county, you got to go everywhere.
Yes.
All right? I mean, you don't just sit in a district in Pahrump and say, okay, I don't have to go 5 miles.
That just doesn't work.
You know, you got to travel. You got to put signs up way up north and everything too, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and besides that, you know, when you're running for sheriff, you're the sheriff for the entire county.
Right.
Not just Pahrump.
Yeah, so you go.
And the other parts of the county are just as important as Pahrump is.
When I had San Marino on here, she told me the county is 18,100 some square miles.
Yes.
Wow, I could drive back and forth to New York. How many times? About 6 times?
Oh, gosh. Let's see.
18,000 miles is quite a bit of land. Well, I probably run into a BLM officer or somebody out there someplace. But once again, the feds are moving in on this land use, which in the past has happened here in Nye County, not to the extent of what happened in Clark County and that. But will you enforce the laws?
Absolutely.
That protect the people of the county? I mean, as long as the person isn't breaking the law, but I mean...
no, you know, if the federal government decides to overreach their footprint,
right,
I'll stop them in their tracks.
And the sheriffs do have the rights to do that too, right?
Yes, we do.
You have the rights if they're...
You know, a lot of things that they try to use are documents from other courts. And no, it has to be the court of jurisdiction.
Right.
That's this court. And they don't take animals, they don't take property of any kind off of a ranch. Now, if they don't happen to want them on their graze, then we'll move them in and we'll keep them right there on the ranch. But they're not moving any property off of that ranch.
They'll confiscate the cows or something.
No, they're not going to confiscate anything.
You know.
Cows, machinery, anything.
Yeah, well, you know, I was just, you know, a lot of people bring that up, especially since what happened. See, in Clark County, the sheriffs never did make a decision to move in one way or the other.
And I felt that was wrong. The sheriff is there to keep the peace.
Right.
But he's also there to protect the people. And I will do that.
Okay, well.
You know, I believe in the Constitution of the United States.
Right.
And I believe that there are certain rights that are given to the federal government. But all of those rights that are given to the federal government are actually written down in the Constitution. All those rights that weren't put in the Constitution belong to the state.
Okay, oh, well, that's good to hear. Now, we do have a caller online. It's James. Go ahead, James, with your question.
We do have a caller online. James. Go ahead, James, with your question. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
James, would you repeat that, please? We couldn't hear you right at first.
Miss Wehrly?
Yes?
I'd like to speak to Miss Wehrly.
I'm Miss
Miss
Wehrly.
Wehrly.
Please go ahead.
I would like to talk to you about okay, the sheriff that is in office right now has been there since I think I voted when he went into office in 2002, or I believe, or somewhere in there. I don't remember.
Office January of 2003.
2003. I didn't get to ask your opponent the question. So the lady that called earlier about the debate, you probably what I'm saying is if your opponent has been under the sheriff for 16 years and you have been your experience in Nye County with the sheriff that's now, only fair to him. You guys, both you have stated that you need a change in the sheriff's department. All fairness to him, I was wondering, did he do something wrong? And do you feel that, what are your changes that are going to make it better than he's done? Because I think he's done a magnificent job, is what I'm wondering. I mean, fairness to him.
Well, in fairness to Tony, and I like Tony, I believe that Tony's done a good job. Tony and I have a different management style, and for that matter, Rick and I have a different management style. I feel that in order to be a good manager, you have to have something that's quantifiable. You have to be able to have a deliverable product. And that deliverable product, as far as the sheriff's office is concerned, is equal and unbiased services to the people of Nye County.
So anyway, in other words, what you're saying, you're going to bring in your ideas, hopefully to improve, or not improve, but to work with you on the sheriff's.
Yes, I have an actual platform, but I have 8 things that I want to implement within the first 100 days. And one of them is I want to conduct an internal audit. I want to begin the standardization and accreditation process. I would like to have a department that is accredited, and that accreditation program will be an accreditation program that's approved by the National Sheriff's Association. Now, why do I want to do that? Well, I want to regain credibility in the sheriff's office. I want to review and revise essential management policies and procedures. I want to improve the service delivery. I want to establish and solidify interagency cooperation and coordination. I want to strengthen crime prevention and control capabilities. I want to boost citizens and staff confidence in the Nye County Sheriff's Department. Through accreditation, I can do all of those things. I want to explore and initiate opportunities to work with internal and external emergency response and law enforcement agencies. I want to be able to design and implement a citizens advisory panel, conduct a needs analysis for training so that you're just not training out of your back pocket, that there is a rhyme and reason for providing the training that people need to actually serve the Nye County Sheriffs and Nye County people. I also want to implement a career path process for people who work for the Sheriff's Office. In 5 years, where do I want to be? In 10 years, what do I want to do? And that way they can train toward that. I want to implement a citizens law enforcement familiarization program. In other words, I want to be transparent enough to let people know what the Sheriff's Office actually does. And it's not just a ride-along program.
I was going to ask you about that. But you got ahead of me there. Okay.
A ride-along program when someone comes out, signs a form, a waiver, that I won't hold the sheriff's office responsible if something happens to me.
Right.
When you go through a familiarization program like this, you start in learning what the officer's responsibilities on the street really are. And so you go through classroom, you go through firearms training, you really learn what a police officer's job is, and then you do your ride along with them.
Oh, yeah, I was just wondering about the citizens being active in how they could help the sheriff's department in what way and
Well,
do things.
that's my next and last point.
Okay.
I
we
want
got
to
1
increase
minute.
the volunteer program's participation.
Okay.
There are several programs out here in Nevada that are approved through actually emergency management, the state level, that the sheriff could be using and is not.
Oh, okay. Well, I know I'd probably have 2 or 3 things to bring up to you. And this is it for this Thursday night. Good luck.
Thank you so
And
much.
We'll be speaking to you again. And that's it, folks. Next Thursday night, we'll be back live at 727-8750.